Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nexus, where we spotlight some of our favorite local businesses. I am so glad to be back. I've missed a few weeks in the last few just because being out of town, but I'm super happy to be here today, and I hope you enjoyed our show last week with Tasha and Taylor. They talked a lot about our company culture, and it's just something that we're really passionate about. People have a lot of fun around here, and hopefully all of you are having fun where you're working as well. So we always want to kind of mention some of our new Tap On It deals that are going to be coming out so that you can be looking forward to them. We're going to have Zeppelin's and Lady Luck Lounge. They're going to have some awesome offers, so be sure to look forward to your Tap On It. If you're not signed up, you can text Tap On It to 82928 and just follow the prompts to get signed up. Completely free to you, and it's just text and browser based, so super easy to use. We also have some really great deals right now from Ginger and Villa Amore, Patty's Pub, Rockin' Joe, and Stir 22. That was a new one that came out last week, I think. So hopefully you're all taking advantage of those great offers. But I don't want to delay too much longer. I want to introduce my guest today is Andrew Hartley from Tech Allies. He is definitely growing, and welcome to the Nexus. We're glad to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about you and just what is Andrew all about?
Well, that's a pretty deep subject. But Tech Allies, so we've been doing IT services for about 8 years now. We specialize in helping businesses grow their technology and grow from maybe kind of a small business and then up into a medium or large size business utilizing technology, as well as in hoping to help their cybersecurity. So a lot of businesses don't necessarily have the protections they should be using, and we can come in and help them put things in place to protect them.
Yes, I think that we're all aware that there's these potential risks out there as business owners, but we're not exactly sure what to do about it or how much we need to do. So I've been grateful to Andrew. He's really helped us out at True North Technologies, figuring out what is the most important things that we need to have in place to protect our clients, protect us, make sure that no important data gets out there, and nothing bad happens within our system, that we don't lose any data. So if you have those kinds of questions where you're like, I just literally don't know anything about this, just make a call to Andrew.
Yeah. The first thing we do when we meet with a customer is, we kind of learn a little bit about their business, but then we want to go in and do a risk assessment of their technology. So where we can look at, what they're using, what their pain points are, what we can do to protect them, or if they're storing a lot of data and have a lot of risk in a certain space, we can look at that and say, hey, what can we do to mitigate that so that you're not as exposed? Yeah. Almost all businesses, use computers, and they pretty much live on them. So if your computer went down for, a week and you weren't able to access any of your data, how would that affect your business?
Yeah.
And for pretty much everyone, it's catastrophic.
It becomes a standstill.
Yeah.
That's been my favorite part. I've had some new employees start recently. You guys will get to meet Emma hopefully soon. But I just basically message Andrew and I'm like, can you just handle this for me?
Yeah, and
get her all set up,
and that's what we want to be. We get to be your IT department. So
yeah.
You have an issue of some kind, you don't know what to do. It can be really simple.
Yeah.
We work remotely most of the time, so you call us up, we can hop on your computer and help you fix it real fast, and then you're back to work with no downtime.
Or you can just fix it at a barbecue when the laptop's in the car and you're like, well, please help me get back on the internet. And then he just fixes it in 2 seconds. So
yeah, you even put me on the clock on that. I think it was you
yeah.
pulled out your laptop, had it fixed in 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was amazing. I know that sounds like it's something that I should be able to do, but somehow, what was the deal? I didn't have a connection.
Yeah, it was a
Wi-Fi.
driver issue with your Wi-Fi card, and so we had to just uninstall it, reinstall it with the
I
right
do know
software,
how to connect to Wi-Fi technically.
Right. Yeah. No, it wasn't that simple, but we did have to fix it. But I mean, you're great at what you specialize in, and just like our clients, they're good at what they know.
Yeah.
We're good at the technology. That's what we want to help you with.
Yeah, it's the best knowing that if I have an issue like that, I can just reach out and it's going to get fixed, because you can spend so much wasted time online just Googling and researching and watching YouTube trying to fix stuff, and we all have better things to be doing than that. So.
Well, and there's things out there that can make you more efficient, and we spend most of our time looking at different technology products. So we'll meet with you, and you can tell me about something that you're doing right now that you wish you were more efficient at, and I can say, oh, there's this product, this application that we can recommend and help you implement that will make you faster, more efficient at your job.
For sure. So we're under 10 employees. So I know that you said we're a good size for you, but up to how many employees do you generally work with?
Sure. I mean, so our minimum probably is at least 5 employees. Generally, that's what it kind of takes before it makes sense for us to be involved. Mm-hmm. But I mean, we work with 50 employees plus. Basically everything up to a medium-sized business. And we don't really have a limit. It's just most clients, like that's kind of the in-between between where you don't need an IT person and then maybe you need a full-time person on staff. Yeah. Now, not to say we don't work with people who have full-time IT staff also, because we can supplement it with our help desk, because some companies get big enough, then one person's not enough, but they also aren't enough for 2. So we can work with most any size company.
That's awesome. So how did you get into this field? Is that what you went to college for, or did you come about it in a different way?
Yep, I was going to school for it, and then I was also working at Circuit City back in the day.
Nice.
I spent a bunch of time fixing computers there.
From the past.
Yeah, learned a lot there. Ended up, they went out of business, unfortunately. But after Circuit City, I went and was the IT company out at Don and Randy Shoemakers, which was out on West O Street. So did technology for them. And then my business partner and I, who is my cousin-in-law. So my cousin ended up marrying Scott, my business partner. We ended up hanging out a whole bunch. We figured out we were both really good at tech stuff, and decided that we should just get together and maybe try a business. We started out just doing break fix in the garage, or basically in his living room. And then we would do free pickup and delivery of someone's computer. People really liked that because they didn't have to take it anywhere. They didn't have to hook it up. We would do that. Yeah. And then we just grew from there.
And 8 years ago, the world of technology was completely different.
Yeah. I mean, we were posting ads on Craigslist. People were still using Craigslist back then. And it wasn't
for legitimate
it wasn't creepy. Yeah. We posted some ads there. We got actually some of our best clients now found us through that.
Wow. It's crazy.
And then we eventually grew into our first location, and then we outgrew that after about 3 years, and we had added a couple employees at that point. Mm-hmm. And now we're in our current location, which was about 3 times the size of the first place, and now we have like 5 employees and another help desk team that also is working with us. So no, it's been really good for us. We're excited for the future. We've been trying to add some clients. Pretty much this year has been really interesting because things are really changing in the IT world, because cybersecurity is becoming the forefront because breaches are happening every day. They're up 55% from last year, which if you think about it, a couple of years ago, you didn't really hear that much about breaches. And then in the last 3-4 months, there have been breach after breach after breach. Yeah. The Colonial Pipeline breach that happened a couple months ago, that was someone clicking a link in an email. That's how they originally got breached. And then it took out their billing system, which took out the entire pipeline because they couldn't bill for their products, so they couldn't pump any gas up their pipeline. Yeah. So they had to shut it down, and then that drove up prices. They ended up paying a $5 million ransom to get their data back. They had backups, but they were trying to get things restored as fast as possible. They ended up paying that ransom.
Oh, wow.
Most recently, JBS has been in the news because there was a big breach. They're a meatpacking plant. They are a global operation. It shut down the plants in Nebraska. So Grand Island and Omaha both got shut down for about 3-4 days. And luckily, they were able to restore pretty quickly. They had pretty good IT practices. But, these are breaches that just are happening every day now. So.
Wow, like completely taking your business to a standstill. I just think about how much money was lost just in those couple days. So
yeah,
it's more affordable to have good security in place.
Exactly.
than not be in business for days on end. That's for sure. So you guys really focus on that, like the IT managed services, right?
Right.
Like that's your bread and butter.
Yep.
You're really good at that, and that's what you stick to, right?
Yeah, that's what we're looking at. We believe in kind of putting together a proposal for you. We'll charge one fee per month, and that is what you're going to pay. So you as a business owner, you can budget for that. You know what it's going to be. There's no unexpected bills and charges. So then we can help you with your planning for buying new devices, buying software. We can help you plan ahead and envision anything that you're going to need for that. As well as just making suggestions for good products.
Yeah, for sure. So tell us a little bit about like where you're from and just a little bit of
Sure.
you as a person.
Yeah, I grew up in Beatrice, so I'm definitely local. Grew up there, went to high school in Beatrice, graduated from there. Basically immediately ended up moving up to Lincoln. That was back in 2007. I've lived in Lincoln ever since, so I pretty much consider myself a Lincolnite now. My dad was originally from here, so we have a lot of roots here in Lincoln. Same with my business partner, Scott. He grew up here in Lincoln, so we're definitely locally owned and feel a lot of tie to this community.
For sure. Yeah, I was lucky enough to go to your ribbon cutting when you had your most recent one. But that's been over
a year. Yeah, I think.
For sure.
And that got delayed too originally. So I think that was at our most recent, about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Because we've been at that location for a couple of years now.
Yeah, so you're not slinging computers in the garage anymore.
Nope.
Life is good. Well, we do work together with True North Technologies. Why don't you talk a little bit about the services that we've offered for you and how that's been going?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of you guys. You make my life so much easier. So, I mean, a lot of people think we would be good at doing our own like social media and controlling things like that for marketing. And, the truth is I'm horrible at it. Before we started talking with you, I hadn't posted probably in 6 months, and then it was probably 6 months before the post before that.
I mean, you have the mental, you're planning on doing it, you have some ideas, but just like actually finding the time to get there and write it and post it. Yeah.
Right, because as a business owner, you generally work on yourself and your business last. You want to help your customers first, your clients, so you're spending your time putting effort into them, and doing that, like the stuff for you ends up being the last thing for the day. And sometimes I'd be like, I should do a post about whatever holiday we're in or the breach that just happened, and I just don't get it done. So now it's great. I can shoot an email, and then you guys come up with great ideas and are very helpful when it comes to planning that.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate that. I think that my team does a great job.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think they're enjoying working with you and the industry. So actually, Jen has kind of a background. She sold some cybersecurity products back in the day, so I think she likes talking the talk again. Yeah,
it was great working with her and kind of going over our services, because she knew everything we did and she understood it, which is the rarity. Most people just they don't have the time to sit down and actually learn it. She definitely understood the need, and that was great.
So what are plans for your future? Are you planning on growing, expanding? Do you mainly have clients in Lincoln? Do you have clients outside of Lincoln?
Most of our clients are in Lincoln, although because we work remotely with our clients, we're capable of doing it anywhere. We do have clients that have locations in other states. I have clients on both coasts, so east and west and everything in between. So we're looking for clients that do feel that they need cybersecurity protection and just managed services, we definitely want to make sure we're both a good fit for each other, and we're going to help them, and they're going to benefit from us. We're definitely looking at growing because everyone needs this. Not many people have it.
It's the one thing as a business owner, you need it and probably should be doing something about it, but you're like, oh, I'll just get by like another 6 months, another year, and then you just kick that can down the road too many times, and then that's when you get into trouble, or you turn around and you realize you're wasting so much time getting new employees' computers set up or whatever the case is. But and it's also, it's an expense. So I think people try to keep expenses down, but there's definitely risks to doing that. So
one of the other areas we focus in is communication. So we protect your email, but we also do phone systems. And one of the things you guys take advantage of is like our soft phone capabilities. So basically, we have a mobile app for your phone, so your cell phone becomes your desk phone whenever you want it, or you can also just use an app on your computer, which allows you guys to work from everywhere, even though it looks like you're right here in the office, which means if you're on vacation and you wanted to make a work call, you could, although you probably shouldn't be on vacation doing that.
I don't mind if they do that, but no, they should not. But it's cool because you can like text and everything, and it's not like going through your personal number. It's kind of a little bit of anonymity for my employees, so they're not being bugged on the weekend because you can turn it off.
Yeah,
you can do your
hours.
out of office
assistant
or whatever it is. Put it to voicemail.
Yep. And a lot of people don't think it's as reasonably priced as it is, and they think, oh, I can't afford that, so I just have one cell phone. It's always ringing, or we have to pass it off to different people depending on who's answering the phone. And there are a lot of options out there that we can help with.
But it's cool because you can even have. It can be pretty advanced where you have like different departments and it rings through to different people. So I know phones are a big issue also for business owners out there. There's a lot of people that are like unhappy with whatever product they're using. There's a lot of random ones out there on the internet, but it is so nice to just be able to call Andrew if there's an issue, or Andrew's team, obviously, because I have heard of a lot of people using like other online services and they just get into these like 20 hours of fixing something that shouldn't have taken them any time at all. So I've heard of some nightmare phone systems out there. So I recommend my team's been really, really happy with the phone system here. So I got some nods in the back of the room right now. Yeah. They like it. But it's cool because they can you can text pictures. Like if you're just out at an event or whatever, you can text them a picture to throw on social media and done.
It'll be done. Nice.
Well, it's been awesome having you on the show today. Any final thoughts or words of wisdom to our viewers?
The biggest thing is if you have questions, just ask. I'd be happy to hop on a phone call. We don't charge for it, just to talk about what you think your needs might be and if we would be able to help you. Like I said, we don't charge at all for that. I love just talking to people and seeing how we could help.
Awesome. What's your website?
It's techallies.net. There's a link right there to just submit for a meeting request, or you can email me, Andrew@techallies.net.
Perfect. Well, awesome. It was great having you on the show today. Thanks so much for coming in. Thanks to all of you viewers for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.